Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. As you guys may know, recently I have been diving into the different components of the college application process as well as my specific college application in order to share with you guys what worked and what didn't work in order for me to get into the Ivy League. So today we're going to be diving into AP classes. When preparing to make this video, I wanted to do some research and see what other people on the internet were saying and advising students to do regarding AP classes. And I found some sources that said that Ivy League hopefuls should take somewhere from 3 to 5 AP classes, and other sources saying that Ivy League hopefuls should take at least 8 to even be seriously considered. So which is it? Do not worry, we're going to dive into all of that, and I'm also going to be providing some secrets and some tips that I actually used in order to get into the Ivy League. So you are definitely going to want to stick around until the end of the video where I dive into all of those secrets that you can tap into to get higher grades, higher scores, and get into your dream schools. Are AP classes important? Yes and no. You need to remember that colleges read your application in the context of your high school. So what does that mean? No college can penalize you for not taking an AP class that is not offered at your high school. But conversely, if your high school offers 20 or so AP classes and you have not taken a single one of them, or you've only taken a couple, that is going to reflect poorly upon you. So if your high school does not offer AP classes in the subjects that you are interested in, go to your local community college and try to take those classes there. It's actually going to be much better for you because it's going to show colleges that you are truly passionate about or curious about that area of study, which is exactly what colleges are looking for. So what do I mean exactly? Let's say that you are interested in biology and your high school doesn't offer AP Bio, but it offers AP Comp Sci. Should you take the Comp Sci class because it's an AP and it'll be added to your transcript, or should you go out to the community college and take the biology course? You should go out to your community college and take the biology course. If you're unable to take that biology course at the community college because of bureaucratic reasons or scheduling, or your family just can't swing it, you can actually make up for that by not taking that comp sci class, taking a perhaps easier or a different biology related class, and then taking that extra time that you would have invested into the comp sci class and working in a bio lab. You're gonna get a lot more results in your college applications by doing that. How do AP classes and exams contribute toward your college application? AP classes, like all the other components of your college application, help tell a overall general story about you and who you are as a student. An extracurricular achievement becomes a lot more impressive if you are taking a full course load with the most rigorous classes available to you, typically in the form of AP classes. Because when you think about it, you had less time in the day to achieve it. This huge achievement that you have was also going on while you were in the trenches fighting with the best of the best in your high school. So you not only were able to hold your own against other students in your high school, your district, and in your region, you were also able to succeed in an extracurricular endeavor or multiple other extracurricular endeavors. That's also one of the reasons why people like to talk about spikes in your college application rather than being well-rounded. You generally want to be well-rounded in almost everything, but then once you reach your area of interest, you want to have a huge spike. Colleges actually want to make up a class of spiked individuals in various different areas because those are the ones that are most likely to succeed in their individual areas. So let's pivot a little bit and talk about the AP exams for a second. Let's say that maybe you put a little bit too much on your plate and you take one too many AP classes, and let's say that you're not a great test taker, so you get a mix of 3s and 4s. Maybe a 5 here and there, but mostly 3s and 4s. Is that going to hurt your chances of getting into the Ivy League? I'm going to say maybe, because there are different ways that other components and parts of your application are going to be able to help. So you need to consider what other components of your application are there. Do you have lots of awards in a specific subject or a few specific subjects, as long as you have really, really strong grades and scores in those specific aspects, you're golden. You're trying to highlight a spike. It's okay for you to get a B or a B plus here or there. I had a very, very distinct spike in science, and I didn't have a 4.0 in high school, and I still ended up being admitted to Columbia as a Robbie Scholar. I am proof that strong extracurriculars and a very strategic course load can make up for challenges in standardized tests or in actual grades and things like that. Now, in my case, the high school that I would have attended had I stayed at home had a good amount of AP classes, but not all of the classes were at the college prep level, and they didn't offer any classes beyond the AP level. So I decided to go to boarding school. There's a caveat to taking AP classes. Some elite boarding schools or elite schools like Phillips Academy Andover have actually stepped away from using the AP curriculum, instead opting to offer college level classes that are taught at the AP level or beyond the AP level. So if you go to a school like this, you will not be penalized for not taking AP classes because they're not offered to you, and you have the possibility of taking more rigorous classes that are more impressive to colleges. I would say take as many AP courses as you need to keep up with the crowd that you're trying to compete with, or what types of colleges you are trying to attend. So if you're looking into the Ivy League, you would want to look at the top students at your school and try to match and keep up with the number of AP classes they are taking, versus if you're thinking of going into or attending Boston University or let's say UMass, for example, you're just going to want to keep an eye out on different tiers or levels of students and keep up with what they're doing. Now, with that example of taking the most rigorous course load available to you, you're not going to be denied from a college just because you took one or two AP classes fewer than you otherwise would have. Remember, you are telling a story. If you have an overall strong academics and you're setting aside those AP classes that you could have taken in order to pursue your passion and to continue and further a spike somewhere else, that time is much more well spent and it's going to show in your application. You should also remember to keep in context what schools you want to attend. Ivy Leagues expect their admits to have a rigorous academic course load in order for them to be able to handle a rigorous academic course load at their university. I wanted to take the most rigorous course load available to me, but specifically tailor it to biology. So technically, for example, I could have taken AP Physics my junior or senior year if I had blocked out my 4-year plan in a way that I would take Physics Advanced, your equivalent of honors physics, or something like that in my sophomore or junior years. Now, my high school offered tons of college level biology classes, and I wanted to space them out in a way that would be helpful for me to get into HSHSP, which is a well-respected summer research program. So I decided to space out my classes in a way that I never actually took AP Physics, and I actually took Physics Advanced my senior year, and that's typically not done. If you went up to anyone in my class year and said what type of student would take Physics Advanced their senior year, you would not say the kid that's going to the Ivy League. But in the way that I knew how I was going to be spiked and where I wanted to be spiked, I knew that merely taking the physics class would actually help me in my college applications by just showing that I wanted to be a somewhat well-rounded STEM student, physics and chemistry, even though I knew that I was spiked and my interest truly lied in biology. How do you get a leg up? So first of all, if you are taking an AP class right now, stop what you're doing. You are going to want to buy the corresponding prep books from the Princeton Review and the Barron's Review. For each and every test that you are going to take in high school for your AP class, you're going to want to use these bad boys to study. I'm at home. I guess my mom gave away my old AP review books, but I have, for some reason, some subject test books, and they're laid out basically the same way. Obviously, you should still skim your textbook for the relevant portions, and you should do what your teacher assigns, but this is going to be the most efficient way for you to actually learn and remember what you actually need to know for the exam, and likely what is actually going to be tested. I would have a copy from the Princeton review and a copy from the Barron's review. They present different material sometimes, and they also present it in a different way. So maybe in one chapter of the book, you are going to understand it more in the Princeton over the Barron's and vice versa. Didn't want to miss out on that, so I always got both. Now, the Barron's review has a lot of tables. I don't know if you can tell. It'll do a lot of tables, and it'll do some of the thinking for you, and lots of diagrams and very short paragraphs that work almost like bullet points. And the Princeton review likes, well, paragraphs. So, like long paragraphs and just words. Actually, that has a diagram. That's a bad example. So, you're gonna have to do a lot of the digesting in the Princeton, but it has a lot more detail. About a month or a little bit more than a month before the AP exam, spend most of your time doing the practice exams. Do active learning rather than passive learning. Don't just keep rereading things. This last tip is a pretty well-kept secret. Even at my high school, a lot of people didn't know about this. There are actually day-long crash courses for each AP. I believe that it happens either the weekend before or 2 weekends before the actual AP exam. And from around 8 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. or 7:30 p.m., you're gonna have a tutor who spends most of their time just helping students prepare for the AP, and they are going to break down the entire year's worth of material for an AP class and weed out the most important parts and things that you need to know that are definitely going to be covered, and they just throw it at you. It is super intense, but it is the well-kept secret of a lot of people in the New England East Coast who get really high scores, because it happens close enough to the AP exam that if that's all you do, you're still going to remember a lot of the things from that crash course. But it's also far enough that if you actually, and this is what I would recommend, so you go to the boot camp and then you take a practice exam either the day after or a couple days after you do the boot camp. Take a full-length practice exam. That way you're going to do some active learning, and it's going to help you cement that information into your brain. But then you can also look at the results of that practice exam and see what areas you need to brush up on afterward. So if you have the extra money to spend, I would definitely check out those crash courses, like day-long crash courses, like the Regents Review. As a college student, how do I feel about AP classes? I'd say don't bend over backwards to get a 5. Don't bend over backwards just to add one more AP to your class schedule. There are plenty of other places that extra effort and time could go into, and you would get a lot better results. I hope you found this video helpful in deciding whether or not you should take an AP class or in ways to study for AP exams. If you're looking to learn more about college applications and the college application process, check out my playlist, How to Get Accepted, where I break down my own college application and other aspects of the college application process. Please let me know if you guys have any more questions by commenting them down below. I am more than happy to help with your high school / college admissions / college journeys. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of my video. See ya! This is Charlie. She's my Akita puppy. She's a big fluffer. Say hi! You're too close. Ah! Hi, Charlie! You want attention. She wants attention, y'all.